Let's talk about file management when we are uploading assignments. I've asked for two versions of your files to be uploaded. The first one with all of the layers in Photoshop or all of the layers in InDesign. The full file, not flattened, not compressed, is going to go to a shared Google Drive. So that is pretty straightforward. We would go File, pull down menu, Save As, and then you'll make sure that you call the file your full name. And then if you want to say a little tag at the end as to the assignment, that's fine, but make sure that it's not too long and that your name is written in full at the beginning. So then you can save that, maximize compatibility, we'll say OK. Now once that's saved and uploaded, always keep an extra copy on your external hard drive. Don't just let it sit on our Google Drive. But now we want to upload to the Discovery Classroom a flattened version, a smaller version, 20 megabytes or less. Now, we are working in Photoshop, and file sizes can get really fast, really quick, even when we flatten the layers and even when we turn it to a JPEG. So I'll show you some troubleshooting steps just in case you're having trouble uploading that Discovery version. In Photoshop, we go to Layer, pull down menu, flatten image. And now all those layers are compressed into one. And here's my uber self, my super self, assignment one. I'm not finished. I still have editing to do on some touch-ups, and my hair is all kind of chunky, and yeah, my shirt is okay, but chunky. I've got several parts, but we're just doing this for the purpose of the demonstration. Now I will go to File, pull down menu, Export, and Export As. We will select JPEG, which is a smaller compressed file size. I'm going to go to High JPEG, high quality, and then I'm going to export. So I'm going to save that JPEG to my desktop or a location. But we'll notice that when we save that JPEG, if I go to that file size, right click, get info, sometimes we can see right away in the size, oh, I'm 5.8 megabytes on disk. So that is under the 20 megabyte limit, so we should be, in theory, okay. But sometimes it doesn't always work like that. Sometimes it still won't upload because Discovery thinks it's too big. So at this step, after you've got your JPEG, if you're still having trouble uploading, you're gonna want to go to Image, pull down Image Size. Now, I always like to take off the Resample checkbox and type in 300 resolution, because that's the printing resolution that we'll be dealing with, and then put Resample back on. Okay, make sure that you always take Resample off, 300 for resolution, and then Resample goes back on. If you don't, you're going to make your file just massive unnecessarily. So by putting it to 300 Resample, it allows me to see on my ruler the actual size of the document in inches, instead of just seeing pixels or centimeters that I'm not too used to. So this is showing at 9 inches by 13 high at 300 dpi. That's pretty big. So I have a lot of information that I could compress. Go down to image again, image size, and we may need to make this smaller. Photoshop is saying I'm 32 megs. And I know it's confusing. Oh gosh, I wish there was an easy way to explain this, guys. But in Photoshop, the image always looks bigger because it's got so many things running at the same time. The version on my desktop was way smaller than this. So, sometimes you can't rely on just one. Here, I'm going to select percent, and I can make my image smaller. Let's say I make it 70% smaller, 70. I say okay. Now, on your MacBook screen, if you use the magnifying glass, and if at 100% you see that your JPEG is bigger than your MacBook screen, okay, like noticeably bigger or 2 times bigger, then you've got a lot of information, and it is totally easily seen in the Discovery Classroom. So that's another visual check. At 100%, is it bigger than your MacBook screen, but not, 5 times bigger? Then we can go File, Save again. You've brought down the size. And this time, I think I've reduced it even more, and that's probably good to upload. So I hope that helps. Make those adjustments, tweak it using those different steps.